Sarah Brock, and this is North News. Today we're here at the Mooby's pop-up shop in Red Bank, New Jersey. This year's freshman orientation took place on August 25th and 26th. The students came into the theater during different times for social distancing purposes. They learned about this year's expectations as a freshman at North and were able to go on a mini tour of the building. Numerous teachers joined the freshmen during the 2 days as they answered any questions and showed the students around the school. To finish off their orientation, the students received their Chromebooks for the new school year. This year, 2 students had their short films accepted into one of the top 10 film festivals in North America. Dances with Films in Los Angeles is also an Academy Award qualifying film festival and the film screen at the Chinese Theater. This year, the festival had to be online as the show must go on. Ironically, Dances with Film's tagline for this year is Together We Roar. How fitting it is to have 2 North students be part of this year's fest. We sat down with the recent graduates who are now in film school, Yasmin Yilmaz and Max Cuson, to discuss their short films and reactions on getting into this prestigious film festival.
Hey Max, so
Hi.
we found out that recently your film got into Dances with Film Festival. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So Dances with Films is a festival that is located in LA. It plays in the Chinese Theater, which is really cool. The film I got in was Voices, and it's this horror film I did that she's actually in. And Yasmin over there is also actually in. And it's just this whole little horror short. It's a thriller, something, just a fun little film I wanted to make. And it got bigger than I thought it would.
How big was it? How many films got in? Do you know?
I don't know the exact amount of films that got in. I know a lot of films tried to get in, and I think, God, how many were cut? There was a lot that were cut. And
a lot.
To not be one of those is pretty cool. It apparently is a really, really big festival, seen by a lot of people. It's been going on for, I think, 4 years now. At least the part I got into.
Sweet. Cool. We are joined with Yasmin Yilmaz, former North student and now student at Montclair University for filmmaking. We're going to talk a little bit about your film that got into Dances with Film Festival. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, totally. So Ideal Reality is the film that got into Dances with Film. It's my first attempt at thriller, so it's always great, especially if you're starting your career, try to test the waters, what genres you're really comfortable with. So Ideal Reality, like I said, was my first attempt with thriller. I got an ex-friend of mine and my mom, so pretty easy casting call right then and there. And yeah, it was a really easy shoot. It was like 2 days of filming and editing, and so far it's been doing pretty good, so I'm really proud of it.
Can you talk a little bit more about what it's about and the storyline?
Yeah, totally. So pretty much Ideal Reality, the concept that I got from it was the fact that in this day and age, it's really hard to kind of accept everything that happens in our real life, and you sometimes just want to escape from reality, hence the name. And this girl, though, on the other hand, she has a very different way of escaping reality. You can call it schizophrenia, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but she uses her, let's say, vivid imagination to be able to escape. And yeah, there's pretty much this thriller just goes a little into what her pretty much everyday lifestyle is, trying to escape her reality. So yeah.
In 1994, a small independent film was released that was filmed in Leonardo, New Jersey, known as Clerks. Over the years, the connected films have grown, as well as a comic book shop that Kevin Smith created, called Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in Red Bank, New Jersey. This week, Gianni's Pizza in Red Bank had transformed their business into Mooby's. The fictitious restaurant was first seen in the film Dogma, and later the main location for Clerks 2, as well as being in numerous other Jay and Silent Bob films. They were able to shop for memorabilia and got the chance to meet some of the cast and crew of some of the View Askew films. Today, I'm here at the Mooby's pop-up shop in Red Bank, New Jersey. I had the opportunity to interview some of the people involved in the films. So we're here at the Mooby's pop-up shop, so can you start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about the pop-up shop and the Hang On to Your Shorts festival?
Sure, my name is Ernie O'Donnell, and I was helping the guys who came down for the pop-up, Derek and his crew. They get some of the, as you can see around the corner, we had some lovely blow-ups for the Jay and Bob, which are pretty awesome, and a lot of the memorabilia inside I want to say we stole from the storage units of Kevin's, but I kind of brought them in there and brought some of the authentic movie memorabilia in here, which is pretty cool. And we were here earlier for the ribbon cutting ceremony, which is really great. It's a good time. It's a great turnout. More than 25,000 people will be running through here within the next week, which is pretty good. And as Kevin alluded to in the opening ceremony, we have interest in 4 more states that the pop-up's going to happen in. So that's a really cool thing. So that means the fans are enjoying it, and there's a lot of good response. And as of late, with Hang Out to Your Shorts Film Festival, I had a short that I was inspired by somewhat through my boy Kevin, because I did a movie with him called Kilroy Was Here, and I played a priest. So I wrote a short based on that. And that was in Hang Out to Your Shorts Film Festival, which very nicely I was awarded with the Honorary New Jersey Directors Award and Best Cast Ensemble. They do a really, really spectacular job at Hang Out to Your Shorts. So
I got my Mooby's cup. I'm eating it.
You gotta be like. So we're here with Ming Chen at the Mooby's pop-up shop. So tell me a little bit about it.
Well, this is actually my first time here. Everyone's like, "Have you seen it? Have you seen it?" I've been too busy. I've only seen it on Instagram, seen some Insta stories. I saw them painting it purple. It looked awesome, and of course, I'm a big Kevin fan. Mooby's first appearance in the movie Dogma from 1998, and you first see like Chris Rock is outside of it, and everyone since then was like, "Man, what if that was a real restaurant?" Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at a real life Mooby's. It smells amazing. I hope they'll sell me a burger. We'll see, but I hope the food is good. Could you imagine if the food was really bad and like, oh man, well, at least the experience. You get the whole experience. So I'm excited though. I love it when fictional restaurants come to life. I've always wanted to go to Cheers, like the real Cheers from the TV show, or like Arnold's from Happy Days. But this is I'm a big Kevin fan, so this is obviously one of my favorite places come to life. Pretty cool.
Okay, thank you. We also had the opportunity to speak with the director and creator himself, Kevin Smith. Kevin, how did this idea of bringing your restaurant and your movie to life?
We're in Los Angeles last month, or actually about 6 months ago, when the quarantine happened and stuff. And Derek, who does pop-up restaurants, he was like, "Would you guys want to do movies?" We said absolutely. So we tried it in West Hollywood. It went insanely well. It was supposed to be a month. It went 2 months. And then when we were wrapping up, Gianni's reached out to us and said, "Would you ever want to do that someplace else?" And we were like, "Hell yeah." So boom, we got to come to Red Bank and do it as well, man.
So you live in Los Angeles now. How was it like coming back to New Jersey this time around?
It's amazing. I mean, I've been back here since we started the Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Roadshow tour, so that was October. And then I would have been back here for the opening of Smodcastle, our podcast theater next to Quick Stop in Leonardo. Everything was closed.
Locally, we've been on multiple school trips to A Shared Universe podcast studio in Eatontown, New Jersey. Will your studio in Leonardo be opening soon?
So I think that opens maybe now, like in the beginning of 2021. But it's ready to go, and that's where we're going to do all the shows locally, right down in Leonardo. Yes. Well, this time, and in the future, you'll be able to go to Smodcastle as well. One more stop in the podcasting world.
We heard that you were doing a podcast show tonight. Can you talk about that?
Tonight, Jay and I are doing a drive-in at Bell Works in Homedale. They've turned their parking lot into a drive-in. So Jay and I are doing the 10th anniversary performance of Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, our podcast we've been doing for a decade now.
As you know, the Middletown school system has a large TV film program in both schools and have had films in numerous film festivals, as well as teachers who have worked on their films. What do you think of that?
What a fantastic program. If only they'd offered stuff like that when I was in school, I might have been a halfway decent filmmaker. Instead, I make the movies I make. So these kids got it all over me, man. The future is absolutely theirs.
We wanted to thank you for sending a message to the seniors last year for graduation, and thank you for joining us for today.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming to Movies. Have an utterly wonderful day.
I'm Sophia Haber, and thank you for watching this edition of the North News.